Morning, lovely yogis. Today for our Hatha yoga class, we will need a block. So once you have a block or a thick book, if you're at home, sit onto it with your knees in a downward slant towards the ground. And then sit up nice and tall and take a few deep breaths. Closing your eyes and just focusing on your natural rhythm of your breath. Bringing your awareness inwards. Stillness come over the body and the mind, sitting still and breathing. Continuing to sit with your eyes closed. We are on week 2 of Brahmacharya. This week, live in non-excess. Eat, work, and sleep to the point of increased energy, and before the lethargy of excess sets in. Ponder the words of Gensei, a Japanese Buddhist monk who said, "The point of life is to know what's enough." For this week, know what is enough and stop there. Practice pleasure without excess. Why do we move past the place of enough into excess? Yogic thought tells us it is because our minds begin to connect certain emotional states with certain foods or activities. There is a difference between the body's need to satisfy thirst and the extravagant things the mind does with a simple desire. A desire that could easily be fulfilled with a glass of water, somehow, in our mind's convoluted way, gets hooked up with memories and conditioning, tied to emotional satisfaction or emotional disturbance. When a certain emotional attachment is placed on a simple body need, we can find ourselves in trouble. Without realizing it, we have acquired an addiction-like need for the repetition of the feelings associated with that need. It is important to check in with the body's needs and become skilled at separating these bodily needs from the mind's stories. We are here in this world, in part, to feel enjoyment and pleasure. If we are in the pleasure and not the addiction, we are practicing Brahmacharya. Non-excess is not about non-enjoyment. We have to be able to discern between what the body needs in the moment and the story our mind is telling us. Being fearless in facing our sadness, grief, and disappointments without needing to soothe them with food or drink. Practicing non-excess preserves and honors this life force within us so that we can live with clarity and safety. So let's take 5 more deep breaths, really lifting tall through the spine, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw and the tongue. To bring in that ujjayi breath in the back of your throat. 4 more. Slowly open the eyes, bringing yourself forward off of your block and switching the direction that your legs are crossed. Again, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to twist our torso to the right. So your right hand comes behind, left hand to your right knee. Inhale, lift up through the spine. And as you exhale, twist deeper, making it a moving meditation with your breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Not really cranking the neck, just trying to keep it level with your heart center and more focusing on your mid-spine. One more deep breath. Back to center, lift up. And as you exhale, twist over to the left. Right hand is on your left knee. Trying to breathe as deep as you can. Back to center. Switch again the directions, your legs are crossed. Right hand comes down to the ground beside you, left hand up and over. Lean to the right, keeping both of your shoulders down away from your ears. Take a few breaths into your ribs. Side, left hand plants, up and over, deep breath. Coming back to center. We're going to walk our hands down in front of us to whichever level we're at. Take a few breaths, letting your head hang, feeling that stretch go down the spine. Ujjayi breath here. Inhale, lift the gaze, coming up onto your fingertips. We're going to walk ourselves over to the right side. Plant your hands down nice and firm into the ground. Inhale deep. And as you exhale, sink in. Feel that stretch through your side body. Inhale, lift the gaze, come back onto your fingertips, come back to the center. Do a little wiggle of the hips. And then when you're ready, over to the left side. Ground down through the palms of your hands, take a deep breath. And as you exhale, sink forward. One more breath here. And come back to the fingertips. Back to the center, wiggle the hips a little. And a little bit of movement in. And then back up. Inhale, lift, stretching up. Stretching your legs straight up in front of you. Flex your feet and make sure your torso is stretched up towards the sky, sitting up nice and tall. Let's bend our right foot in, keeping about a hand's distance between your foot and your other leg. Right hand comes behind, presses into the ground. Inhale, left fingertips to the sky. And exhale, tucking the elbow. up. Keep your left foot flexed, twisting and breathing. Slowly release back to the center, releasing the leg down, sitting up nice and tall again. Other side, left leg bends. Plank the foot in. Left hand comes behind, presses in. Spine is nice and tall. Inhale, right fingertips up. And tucking the elbow on the outside of the left knee. Pulling the navel in and up. Right toes to the sky. Twisting through mid-spine and breathe. And release the elbow, coming forward again. So angle your left foot out off of the mat and then bend your right knee with your leg parallel in front of you. We're coming up into just a gentle wild thing. So right hand comes up beside you, lift your hips, press your hips forward very slow and gently, anchor yourself through your left toes and reach back at an angle. Take a couple breaths. Slowly come back down. Yes, come down. Other side, right foot stretches out. Left leg is parallel in front of you. Left hand comes beside. Lift the hips up. Bring the hips forward. Lift the heart to the sky, reaching back. And breathe. Couple deep breaths. Yourself forward again. Let's go directly into downward facing dog. So from your tabletop with your wrists stacked under your shoulders, knees under your hips, tuck your toes, lift your hips and press into down dog. Walking your heels one at a time and taking deep ujjayi breath to open the backs of your legs. As you're walking, your knees are coming in towards your belly. Your tailbone is lifting to the sky. And see if you can just bring a little bit of movement into the shoulders to relax it there. And then both heels come down to the ground at the same time, taking 2 full breaths in stillness here. Make sure you're firmly rooted through the palm of your left hand, taking your right hand back towards your left ankle or your left shin, and then looking under your left arm, breathe deep. Follow your right hand with your gaze. Make sure it's level with the left, and then again, take another breath. Other side, so you're firmly rooted through the palm of your right hand. Left hand comes back towards the right ankle, twisting, gazing underneath the right arm, and breathing strong into the arms. Follow the gaze back up with your left hand. We're going to come down to our knees and come into a child's pose with our toes together, knees towards the edges of the mat. Let the forehead come down towards the ground. reaching your fingertips forward as far as you can. And then as soon as you're reaching with those fingertips, try and pull your shoulder blades and the neck down away from your skull. So create that room. Inhale, lift halfway, come up to your fingertips, and again, lateral flexion. So tiptoeing over to the right side, left hand palm plants down, right hand comes on top of the left. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let your heart sink down. Feel that stretch move through your armpit, the back of your left arm. Inhale, lift halfway. Come back up to the fingertips. Walk back to the center. Do that little wiggle just to loosen up the hips. Move those hip flexor compressions. And then over to the left side. Plant the right palm down. Left hand plants down. Inhale big. And as you exhale, sink forward. Back up to the fingertips, back to the center. Take one more breath here, wiggling the hips. And then lift yourself up to tabletop. Tuck the toes, lift back to down dog for one breath. Lift the gaze to the hand, step both feet up. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, slowly coming all the way up. Lifting through belly, heart, and fingertips. And exhale, back to the heart. So from here, bring your feet hip distance apart. Lift the toes, grounding through Pada Bandha, all four corners of your feet. Locking yourself to the earth. Gently put your toes back down. Really activate all the muscles from your ankles to your hips. Pull your pelvic floor up. Pull your navel in and up. Uddiyana Bandha. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. And let your hands just dangle at your sides. Heaviness in the hands. Chin is slightly tucked as you feel a pulling from the top of your head towards the sky. Closing your eyes, building trust with yourself, and breathing your Ujjayi breath. Mountain pose. Body, noticing any unstable bits. Notice how this posture feels for your body. Standing in perfect balance, perfect posture. And then slowly open the eyes towards the ground. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Taking your left wrist and your right hand, lean over to the right, keeping the weight evenly distributed through your feet. Take a breath. Back to center, reaching to the sky. Right wrist and left hand, leaning to the left. The weight stays even through the bottom of your feet as you breathe. Entering again, one more reach up, deep breath in, Urdhva. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward. Inhale, lift halfway, gaze ahead of you, straighten through the spine. Plant your hands down, step both feet back into high plank. Keeping your elbows back and in towards your waist. Come into Chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog, pressing through the tops of your feet. And exhale, lift the hips back into your downward facing dog. Coming into stillness here, working on your subtle posture changes. So lifting the tailbone, that space between your ears and your arms. Lift the gaze between the hands, step both feet up. Inhale, lift halfway, straighten. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms, coming all the way up, lifting through fingertips. Exhale, back to the heart center. Good. Sun Salutation B. So bending the knees. Sitting back into your chair, sweep the arms up, pelvic bone neutral. Exhale, straighten the legs, folding forward. Inhale, lift halfway, gaze ahead. Plant your hands, step both feet back. High plank, lowering down Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, lift back to down dog. Setting up for warrior one, left foot angles, right foot steps between the hands, heels lined up, push up, inhale. And exhale, coming down, sweep the foot back, high plank, and lower down Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, lift back, down dog. Angling your right foot. Left foot steps between the hands, heels lined up, press up, inhaling. And exhale, flow back down. Back to high plank, lower Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, back to down dog for 4 full breaths. Tune into your heartbeat, your heart rate, how it feels in your chest. Deep Ujjayi breath. Inhale, lift the gaze, step both feet up. Lifting halfway. And exhale, fold forward. And inhale, bend the knees, sweeping your arms up in front of you, sitting into your chair pose, Utkatasana. And exhale, straightening back to Tadasana. Take a moment here. Feel the warmth in your body. So let's take our block and just have it kind of off to the side at its highest height, the top of the mat. Take a step back from it. Right foot plants, medium step back with the left, coming into triangle pose. Heels lined up, back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Open the arms, take a breath in. And as you exhale, hinge from the hip, pull forward with your right hand. Hand drops to wherever it lands. Left fingertips up to the sky as you roll your chest open. Take a few breaths, breathing all the way up your left side body. Inhale, let your left hand guide you back up. And then we're going to fix our stance. So bring your left foot up a little bit. Heels are still lined up, but your left foot is more angled. Square your hips to the front of the room. If you can't square them, shorten your stance. So keep your right hand on your right hip. Inhale, left fingertips up. And then again, hinge, pulling forward. Bringing the hand down, moving the block so that it's closer, but still on the inside of your right foot. Ground through the left palm. Shift so that you're gazing and twisting towards the right, and if it feels good, right fingertips up to the sky. Really reaching through your right fingertips, pressing through your left palm, and reaching through the top of your head. Marita Trikonasana. One more breaths. Right hand flows back down, gazing down. And then windmilling your arm up, coming back to the front. Move your block over to the right side. All right, left foot planks, medium step back with the right. Line your heels up, back foot's parallel to the back of the mat. Inhale big. Exhale, pull forward with your left hand. Left hand comes down, right fingertips to the sky. Breathe all the way down your right side body. One more breath. Right fingertips guide you back up. And then fixing the stance. So bring that right foot forward a little bit. Heels lined up, right foot's angled. Square your hips to the front of the room. Left hand on your left hip. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull forward. Right hand comes down. Adjusting the block how you need so that it's stacked wrist under shoulder. From here, you can twist open. Your feet if you need to, always adjust. And then lifting, breathing, and twisting. Try not to be too grippy with your toes, and more gripping with the four corners of the bottom of your feet. One more breath. Left hand flows back down. And windmill yourself back up and open, coming back to the front of your mat. Good. So feet are hip distance apart, coming into a balanced pose if you need to move closer to a wall. Hands come to your hips. Lift your toes. Ground down through all four corners, and then gently place the toes back down. Shift your weight into your left foot. Right knee comes up, flex the right toes, find a drishti, and breathe. And open the knee out to the right side. Same drishti, keeping the knee lifted. Bring the knee back into center, squeezing it into the belly with both hands, and pointing your right toe straight out in front of you, keeping the leg lifted, short, quick breaths. Gently lower down. Doing a little bit of wiggling through the hips to release anything happening in the lower back. Other side, lift the toes, Gently place them down. Shift the weight into your right foot. Right hand on right hip. Lift the left knee, flex the toes. Lift up through the chest to the top of your head. And find a single point of focus as you breathe. Open your knee up and out to the left side, keeping the toes flexed. Back to center, hugging in with both hands. And then toes straight out in front of you, pointed, short, quick breaths. And then slowly lower it. Wiggling the hips from side to side. And then inhale, reach the hands up to the sky. Exhale, hinge, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. We're going to keep our right foot where it is and take a big step back for our left. Grounding through the left arch of the foot. Make sure you're grounded through your right foot. Push yourself up, high lunge. Take a few breaths, pulling the navel in and up, softening the shoulders. Extend through the top of your head. And then slowly start to reach forward. Bringing your left hand down. And reaching right fingertips up and over. Again, twisting, keeping your right knee in towards your belly. Flow the right hand back down. Round and plant through both hands. And come back up. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, lift halfway. Left foot stays, right foot comes back. Make sure you're grounded before you push up. Reaching your hands, your fingertips up to the sky. Strong through the legs, high on your back toes. And start to angle your arms forward, bringing your right hand down to the inside and a little bit higher than your left foot. Angling yourself open to the left, fingertips up, and breathe. Keep your left knee in towards your belly. One more breath. Left fingertips come back down. Plant your hands. We're going to sweep our left foot back to down dog. Then take 2 breaths in and out, lifting your tailbone. Shift yourself forward into a plank pose, where your wrists are stacked under your shoulders, pressing out through your heels. We're going to pull our knee into our belly 5 times. So when you're ready, start moving. Counting to yourself. If you go over or if you're under, that's okay. Lift the hips back to down dog. Take another breath in and out. Shift yourself forward again. We're going to bring our right knee up towards our right wrist, lay the leg down in front of us, and lower down for pigeon pose. So your right foot is flexed hard to protect the knee. Plant your hands in, nice and firm to the ground. If your right hip sinks to the ground, you want to put a block underneath it. Don't let it sink. Take a few deep breaths, grounding here. when you're ready, come down to your elbows. You can stay up as well if that works better for you. Take a few deep breaths. Coming back to our intention, Brahmacharya, non-excess, knowing when enough is enough. Nice long hold here, a moment of stillness to reconnect with your breath. Come back into stillness within the mind. Five more breaths. After your last exhale, come back up to your hands. Tuck your back toes, inch your left knee forward until you can lift your hips and press back into down dog. Once you're in down dog, draw big circles with your right hip. You can do this from tabletop as well. And then plant the foot back down, take a breath in and out. Other side, left knee comes towards the left wrist, laying the leg down, flexing the left toes. Take a moment just to ground down through the palms of your hands. If your left hip sinks towards the ground, put a block there. You want to keep it lifted. Whenever you're ready, you can make your way from your hands down to your elbows. Feel the tongue relax away from the roof of your mouth, letting it settle on the bottom. You can rest your fingers, your thumbs, at your third eye. You can close your eyes, gazing towards your third eye. And watch as the breath slows down and softens. Five more breaths. Slowly lift the gaze, pressing back up to your hands. We're going to tuck our back toes, inch forward, and come down to the right hip. Bringing your feet around in front of you, doing any kind of wiggling you need to. So, lean back and come down to your elbows. Lift up through the chest. Let the head come back just to a level of comfort for you, and take a couple breaths. Slowly tuck the chin back in towards the chest. And now from here, we're going to replace our elbows with our hands. Fingertips are pointed towards our feet. You can also do a crab instead, so knees can be bent. We're coming into Pursvottanasana. So toes are pointed quite strongly towards the bottom of the mat. Dig the heels in, lift the hips, and breathe. You can let your neck come back in a slow, comfortable way. Make sure you're breathing. Keep the hips lifted. And slowly lower the hips back down. Chin is tucked in towards the chest. Take a moment just to come forward. Maybe take a moment for your wrists. Good. Angle your left foot off of the mat, toes flex to the sky. Right foot comes into the inner thigh. We're going to slide our left arm down with our elbow pointed. I've lost it, got yoga brain. Elbow on the inside of your right knee, and then up and over the toes with your right fingertips, opening your right side body and breathing. Deep ujjayi. Inhale back up, lean back. Switching sides, flex your right toes, right elbow on the inside of your right knee, pressing in, left fingertips up and over the right toes, palm down, rolling the chest to the sky. Inhale, coming back up slowly. And then we're coming up. So bringing yourself up to your knees. Stretch your left foot straight out beside you, planting the foot in. Slide your left hand down your leg. Inhale, right arm up and over. Again, rolling the chest open, try not to hunch. Keeping that heart to the sky. Space between the shoulders, one more breath. Inhale back to T position, let your right hand come down beside you, and then take it back so it lines up with your right ankle. Press your hips forward, reaching the left hand back. Really reaching through your left fingertips as you breathe. Yourself back and around. Bring the left leg in. And we're switching sides. So right foot comes out. Now if you need some padding under your left knee, that you can fold over the edge of your mat or have a blanket handy. Right hand slides down the right leg, left fingertips up and over. Back to T position, left hand comes down, and then back with the ankle. Sweep the arms up and around. Lift through the chest, anchor through the right toes. Bring yourself forward, back and around. And then we're coming down to our back body. Make sure you bring your block with you. Take a moment to bend the knees in, plant the feet in hip distance apart, and then fold the shoulder blades underneath. Hands come down towards the ground. With your next breath in, lift your hips. Trying to keep breathing strongly through the chest. Pressing your knees towards one another. Breathing strong here. Let your belly move. And then slowly lower the hips back down. Take a moment tenting the knees at the top. And then bring the feet in again, hip distance apart. You want your heels very, very close to your sit bones. Fold the shoulder blades underneath. This time we're going to interlace our fingers underneath behind us. So when you're ready, inhale, lift the hips, interlace the fingers. Press the hips towards the sky, knees together, and breathe. Don't look around while you're in this pose. Keep your gaze straight up to the sky. One more breath. And as you exhale, slowly lower back down. Tent the knees, hit the pause button. When you're ready, set up one more time. Feet are hip distance. Fold the shoulder blades under. This time, hands are coming to our lower back. So when you're ready, inhale, lift. Hands come under the lower back. And pressing your knees in towards one another. Take a few breaths. Finding softness where you can. And slowly lower the hips back down. Pause. Now we're going to go into a full bridge, only if you want to try it. Maybe you have a spot at home. If not, and you're not feeling confident with it, then just skip it or just do one of these previous modified bridges instead. So feet come back in, hip distance apart. We're going to bring our hands and hold the fingertips under so that they're pointing forward. And then when you're ready, take a deep breath in, lift your hips, coming up. Take a few breaths, trying to bring space through the shoulders. One more breath. And to lower, you come down to the top of your head and slowly come back down. Always exiting slowly and with control. Take a moment, maybe hug your knees into your belly. Just a gentle hug, rocking to massage the spine. Lower your feet down. Taking a nice deep stretch, fingers up to the sky, above your head. And as you exhale, relax your body into the ground below. One more pose before Shavasana. So bring your arms out to T position beside you. Fold the shoulder blades under. Bend your right knee in towards your belly. Left hand on the outside of your right leg. Twisting, pulling that right leg over the body. Keeping both shoulder blades grounded and looking to the right side. Couple deep breaths. Again, closing your eyes, gazing towards your third eye, and feel the softness. coming back to center. Hug both knees in. Do a gentle rocking to massage. And then bringing the legs straight down below you. Arms to position. Fold the shoulder blades down and under. Left knee bends in towards the belly. Right hand on the outside of the left knee. Pulling it over the body. Both shoulder blades stay on the ground. Gaze into your left. Eyes closed. Inward gazing towards the third eye. Breathing to slow and soften. Slowly straight back. Stretching your left leg down. If you have any last kind of movements that you feel like your body would love to do before Shavasana, really tune in. And then lay flat on your back. Lift the chest to fold the shoulder blades under. Let your spine sink back towards the ground. Lift your chin towards your chest. Slowly lay the head down so that you have lots of space in the back of your neck. Arms are at your sides resting. Legs and feet are resting. Let's take 3 releasing breaths into the nose, out through the mouth. Your awareness through the body, relaxing all the muscles, releasing all the tension, coming into a place of stillness in the body, not moving the body at all, place of stillness within the mind, letting all your thoughts just kind of flow however they want to without becoming attached to them. And stillness within the breath. So keeping the breath long and steady, not shallow, but still soft.
Just
Slowly bring your awareness back into your body. Breathing a little bit deeper. Wiggling fingertips and toes. Stretching out if that feels good. You can also hug your knees into your belly, or you can continue to lie still. You're ready, roll onto your right side, cradling your head, and taking a few deep breaths. In your own time, making your way back up to your seat. Sitting up nice and tall, take a few more breaths, keeping that connection to the breath. Bringing your hands over your heart center. Non-excess turns us from greed to appreciation and pleasure without excess. In the darkened muck, a golden lotus blossoms and grace awaits us. Be true to the purpose and limits of each thing in existence. Behave purely and serve purely the reality of what you are given by making every human function without exception a spiritual act of offering and reverence. Let's seal the practice today with one Om. So breathing in and out first. Inhale to Om.